Welcome to Table for One. I'm the narrator, and in today's video, I'll be doing a solo playthrough of Ultramassive. And in this video, I'm going to be trying out a new variant that I've made up myself, so it may or may not be successful, but I am calling it the Second Law. Let's get rolling. So I am most of the way set up to play a solo game of Ultramassive, and I know I recently put this on the channel, but I kind of wanted to play it again because one, it's a little bit quicker game to set up and play and record, and frankly, I just don't have time to do some bigger games for this week. But secondly, because it's still a fun game, and third, because there is a variant that I made up that I have not tried yet, and I'm going to do the initial play test on this channel. And so I'll start off by telling you what's the same. So we're playing a solo game, so we've got our resource draft cards here. We've got 3 random challenge cards. I've got 1, 2, and 10. Our action card deck is shuffled up. I've got the 6 core anomalies here, so I haven't chosen one of, or I haven't selected 3 of those yet. And I'll be playing as the orange player, so we've got a couple of markers here. And then I've started the tech tree, and this is where the variant is. So of course, in normal play, there are 3 of these tech trees, one for siphon, one for orbit, one for mass, and they look just like this, where you need to have siphon 1 before you can have one of the siphon 2s. You may only have one of the siphon 2s in total, either A or B. You must have one of the siphon 2s before you can have a siphon 3. You must have siphon 3 before you can have siphon 4, right? And so we just sort of have that set up for the 3 different types. Now, what I am proposing in this variant, I just felt like that was a little bit samey, a little bit on rails. I don't know. I didn't feel like there was a lot of choice. Like you kind of have to specialize in one thing, and you can only use the eminent, or what are these effects called? The empowerment effects if you have the level 3 of any of the 3 types of anomalies here. So if you want to get up to tier 4, then at most you can get to tier 2 of any of the others. You can get to 2 level 3s, or you can kind of get to all 3 level 2s. But those choices were just sort of the same every time. And so what I thought would be interesting is we've got our level 1s here, and then I've got our 3 different 2As and 3 different 2Bs. And what I'm going to do is shuffle these up. And what I am proposing in this variant, instead of needing, siphon 3 before you can have siphon 4, you just have to follow any. Oh, these are a little bit harder to mix than I thought because they have different color backs. Well, okay, I'll just have to try and not look at them. So there's a wrinkle. Okay, so we got siphon anyway. But now we've got orbit 2A after matter 1, and we've got matter 2A after orbit 1. So you can grab any of the 2s as long as you are following a track. So if you've got matter 1, then you can grab orbit 2A. You don't have to have orbit 1 before getting orbit 2A. Again, this is just a variant I am making up, and I have not tried it yet, so I don't know if this is going to work or not, but mathematically it should work for 1 to 4 players. All right, so here we go, and I'll scoot this down a little bit. So if I can put it a little more succinctly, the prerequisite for gaining any single anomaly card is having the anomaly card left of it in the tech tree offers. All right, so there's a lot of siphon stuff up there, a lot of matter stuff down here, and let's shuffle the 4s. Matter 4 is up there, orbit 4 is here, siphon 4 is here. Okay, so this should be interesting at the very least. I don't think it will completely break anything, but I think it will give the game a little bit of variety and just some different things to consider each time you play through it. So I've just got some different decisions on the table that I won't have the next time I play. So these are not necessarily foregone conclusions. And so we'll see how it goes. All right, so now I need to place my wormholes somewhere. And I kind of like to focus on 1, track at a time, or I keep calling them tracks. They should really be, they're called channels in the book. One of these, this one maybe? No, this one. Have at least 4 antimatter tokens on your tracks in order to, I mean, that's going to be really hard to do, but if I ever want to do it, then I kind of want my antimatter to avoid this 3 spot. So maybe I'll put wormholes on the 1s and on the 4s. I don't know if that's really optimal though. Maybe I'll put them on like, I mean, doesn't 1 and 7 kind of make some sense? Let's try 1 and 5. Just sort of put it in the middle. All right, so now I get 3 core anomalies at random of the 6 that are available. And these are decisions that we make when our black hole reaches the different sizes, so stellar, supermassive, and ultramassive. I am playing on the normal difficulty for solo, so I'm trying to achieve any 3 of the challenge effects, plus end the game with 80 or more solar mass. All right, so we've got omega, epsilon, and beta. We don't need to worry about these right now, so I'll just set them over here. We'll get to them when we get to them. And I deal myself 3 random action cards. So we've got matter, siphon, and the same matter card. All right, so these are in my hand. Let's start the game with a resource draft. So I take 2 of these cards from the deck, and I choose one of them. And I think I'll take this one. So I gain 1 discovery, one supergiant star, and 1 minor antimatter. And then these I'll just put face up on the bottom. These are done. So I need to place these immediately. So I'll put 1 on each of my tracks. And now we go to the discovery phase. So which of these tracks do I want to start down? And I think I want to do this top track here. I think I'm going to spend 1 discovery to gain this, or that's 2 discoveries, to gain this siphon 1 card. So once per turn, I can siphon. And now we go to the actions phase. So I'm going to start by playing this matter card and gain 1 supergiant star. So I'm going to place that here. So I've got a stack of 6 here now. And I guess let me do that to show that I've played it. And then I will take my siphon action from this card here. So I can siphon once. I'm a primordial size black hole. So I'm going to gain a blue giant. So that's another 2 solar mass. So I've now got a stack of 8 here. That is the max. Then I will use my wormholes to get these out of here. I'm going to move these to, I don't know that I have a preference on tracks. Maybe I'll put it on, well, maybe I'll put on the other track. I'll switch to the other channel. So they go here. And then I will play this other matter card. So I gain another supergiant. So I'm going to put that on this channel. And then, interestingly, I've played 2 of the same type of card. These are both matter cards. And they both have a power level of 3. And that is actually one of the challenges. So this says in 1 round, play 2 action cards of the same type with power level of 3. So that one's accomplished. I get 3 solar mass as my reward. And that's it for this round. So these get discarded. There is no solar mass bonus stage for solo. So now we're going to go to the next round. We'll get 2 more action cards. So we get orbit and matter. And now we do resource draft. 2 of these cards and select one of them. And I'll take this one here. I'll take 2 discovery and then another supergiant star for 3 more stellar mass. So these go at the bottom. So now I've got a stack of 8 and a stack of 6. And this isn't worth any stellar mass, but for this, where is it? This goal here, it says have matter and antimatter tokens totaling at least 40 solar mass on your board, and each minor antimatter counts as 1 solar mass. So 8 and 6, that's 14, 15. I've got a ways to go to get to 40, but if I can slow play it for a little bit, that might be something I can achieve. And now we go to the discovery phase. So I can either get, in this variant, matter 1, orbit 1, or siphon 2A or orbit 2B. And I think I'm going to go with orbit 2B. Let's do a little variability and test out this variant. So that's going to cost 3 discovery. 1, 2, 3. Gain this card. Oop, I've got to remove my cooldown token from last round. And now I can start taking actions. And I think I'll start with this siphon here. Once per turn, siphon once. And this time I'm going to take a discovery. So this moves from 2 to 3. And then I'll play this siphon card, which says siphon twice. And I'm going to take that same discovery 2 more times to get me up to 5 discovery. Now, the only other thing that really makes sense is I guess I'm going to play orbit. So this says orbit twice, and with my passive ability, whenever I orbit a channel with antimatter in it, the orbit that channel 1 additional space. So it's going to be 3 orbit on this red channel. So this stack is going to go 1, 2, 3, and then this will go 1, 2, 3. So this gets absorbed, and that gets me 8 stellar mass. I'm at 3. So that's going to be 11, and then these can go away. This card is used, and those are all the effects I can take right now. Oh wait, you know what though? I don't like that move. I'm gonna undo that. I've got a better idea. We were at 3 here. This was here, and this was 1, 2, 3 here. Before I do that, I am actually going to use this wormhole to move this antimatter to here. So now it goes from the red channel to the blue channel, and now I will orbit twice, but I'll do it on the blue channel, and that's going to get still the boost now because of the antimatter token on that channel. So it's going to go 1, 2, plus 1 is 3, and this is going to go 1, 2, 3. And so now I just get 1 discovery token, and this goes away. But now I've got more solar mass on my player board here so that I can try and maybe get 40 on the board at one time. That's still a little bit maybe out of reach, or maybe I should be doing that later in the game after my engine's built up a little bit better. But I'm trying to keep an eye on these challenge cards because I'm not typically very good at getting all those things done. So now we're going to pass from round 2 into round 3, and when we do that, we're going to open all the wormholes, and we have the option to move them as well. And I think I like the number 1 spaces. I think I'm going to do a number 4 space here, and maybe a number, what do I want to do? 5 space here. We'll try that. Well, I don't know. I don't really know what I'm doing. We'll see how it goes. So now we are in resource draft for round 3. And what do we have here? Oh, I guess I need 2 more action cards as well. So I got an orbit and a siphon. So either way, I'm getting a blue giant star and a minor antimatter. The question is, would I rather have 1 orbit or trade in some cards for solar mass and spend a discovery? And I think I'll take this one. So I need to gain the blue giant, and let's do that right here. And I need a minor antimatter as well, so we'll put that one up here. Oh, you know what? We'll swap them. We'll put the blue giant here and the antimatter here. So if I do like an orbit of 2, these 1, 2, 3 still won't make it into the black hole, whereas this 1, 2, 3 would. So I'm just trying to build up as much solar mass as I can on the board right now. So I've done this. I need to spend my discovery, and I can trade in cards. I'm going to trade in the matter card and the orbit card for 2 more cards. I get another orbit and another matter. Were these the exact same ones? No, the orbit card is different. But I traded in 2 cards, so I get 2 solar mass as well. And now these can be discarded. And we go to the discovery phase. And I'm going to keep working up that same track. I've got 5 discovery here. So I'm going to buy Siphon 3. So it's going to take all my discovery. And this says you may use empowered effects on siphon action cards, and once per turn you can siphon once. So let's start taking some actions now, and I'll start with this matter card, gain 1 supergiant star, and so I'll put that here. And so there is 5 in this stack, 6 solar mass, 5, 6, 8, and 1 as far as this card is concerned, this one here. So that's up to 20 total solar mass, so I'm getting closer to accomplishing that. And what am I going to do now? I think I'm going to use this siphon once effect and get another blue giant. So I've got 7 solar mass here. And then I'm going to use this wormhole to move it further along. So we'll put it here. And now I'll use this card to siphon once, and I'll gain another blue giant. That's going to go here. And then I'm going to play this card to siphon twice and then orbit once. And so for my siphon twice, I'm going to gain 2 more blue giants. So we've got a stack of 6 here, and then orbit once. And so with this passive ability, if I orbit the blue channel, it'll actually orbit twice, whereas the red channel will be once. I'm going to orbit the red channel. So that's going to move this here and this here, and that's it. So what is my total solar mass out here now? This is 6 and 7, plus another 7 is 14, and then I've got 8 and 6 here, so that's going to be 28. So I need another 12 to accomplish this challenge here. And it would be good to like start absorbing this stuff because we're like halfway through the game, and I'm still at solar mass 5, which is not very good. But we go into the next round now. We start with the resource draft. Let's see what we get here. Oh, that's very interesting. And I suppose I need my action cards as well. So we've got a matter and another matter. And I guess I'm going with this one. So I need a supergiant star, and that's going to go here. And then I need to orbit a single channel 3 times. I think I'm going to have to do this red channel. So this is going to go 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. And then I would need to pay 2 discovery, but I don't have any, so I would just pay as much as I can, which is 0. So now I'm going to absorb this 8, which is going to make it harder to get to 40, but you know, that is sort of the name of the game, is absorbing all this matter. So then we go to the discovery phase, but I have no discovery to spend, so I'm going to skip that, and we go straight into actions now. And I feel like my math must have been off before. How much do I have here? This is 4 and 3. That's 7 and 6. This one's just 3, and this one is 6. Yeah, it's a total of 23 for this goal here, so I must have had more than I thought I did before, which is a bummer, but let's see if we can make it work. Maybe we abandon this goal of having 4 solar mass, because I think it's really slowing me down. I think I'm going to play orbit to do orbit twice, and I'm going to choose this blue channel, which has antimatter on it, so I actually get to orbit 3 times. So this stack is going to go 1, 2, 3. This stack is going to go 1, 2, 3, and then this one goes 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to absorb 3, 5, 7. So we go up to 20, and now we are stellar mass, and that's probably a good thing. And so this black hole is going to get bigger, and it's going to take over that 7 space as well, and so it's going to absorb these. Now, the rulebook says at this point to do 2 things immediately. So it says to immediately gain one of your core anomalies, and then immediately absorb any matter that was on the space that just got, the black hole just expanded into. So I can't do them both immediately. So I think I'm going to take the core anomaly first because maybe it'll benefit me when I absorb that matter. So we've got beta, epsilon, and omega. Let's see what these do. So beta says passive ability, you may place any antimatter on the second spaces of your black hole's board and place once per turn, place 1 major antimatter on your board. So that could help with this challenge here to have at least 4 antimatter tokens on your board. I can achieve that more quickly with that card. Epsilon, I think I used last time I did a solo playthrough. This is upon discovery, so just a one-time effect. Discover any non-core anomaly without paying its discovery cost. It must be discovered in sequential order. And in this variant, sequential order means on the tracks themselves, not the numbers on the card. So I would have access to matter 4, matter 1, or orbit 1. That's kind of interesting. And then the omega, the core anomaly, the omega core anomaly, is effect once per turn. You may draw 2 action cards and play one of them. You may use its primary and empowered effects regardless of whether you have a tier 3 anomaly of the matching type. This card does not count against the number of action cards you can play this turn. So those are all super interesting, and I've already showed epsilon. So I really like omega, but omega feels a little bit prone to randomness, whereas beta feels like something I have a little more control over that could be useful for a specific challenge that I'm working on. So I'm going to take beta, and now I still need to absorb this 6 solar mass. So we go from 20 to 26. And that was my orbit action. So I've still got plenty of other stuff I can do. And let's start here. Let's place a major antimatter on my board, and I can place it on the 2 space. So I'll put on the 2 space on this track here, or this blue channel. So now I've got 2 antimatter on my board. They're both on the same channel. And now I'm going to take this siphon action, and I'm a stellar mass black hole. So I'm going to gain a supergiant star, and I think I'm going to put it here. And then I'll take this siphon action and do the same again. And then I will play this matter card to gain a blue giant. It says I may place it on a wormhole. There is a wormhole here, but I'm just putting it on this stack right there. So this is a stack of 8 now. This has been played. Those are all my effects. So let's discard these. And we're going to go into round 5. But now I can open up my wormholes. I could choose to move them if I want to. And I think I'll move this one to this space. Let's try that. All right, 2 more cards. Orbit and matter. Man, I've got this empowered siphon. I'm just not getting the siphon cards. 2 resource draft cards. Ooh, okay. Okay. So I'm doing this one for sure. Gain 1 discovery and gain 1 major antimatter. And so I could put it here, or with this core anomaly, I could put it here, but I'm instead going to place it here, and it's going to annihilate all of this, this 8 stellar mass, which is kind of painful. So these detonate and they're gone, but I was working up to that anyway, because this challenge effect here, remove a full stack of matter, 8 solar mass, from your board by placing antimatter token on it. So that's achieved. I get 3 solar mass that way. So now I just need 1 more of these, and I need to clear these cooldown tokens from last round. So this is done. That was painful to do, but I've got to do some of these challenge effects. So I think the last one then that I'm going to work on is to have 4 antimatter tokens on my board. So I've got 2 right now. They're on this blue channel. So I think I'm going to continue to try and put antimatter on the blue channel and load up the red channel with regular matter and get it flowing if I can. So now we go to the discovery phase. I've only got 1 discovery, so I can't afford anything here, which is too bad. But now we go to actions, and I will take this this beta core anomaly effect. I'm going to place another major antimatter. I'll place it here on the blue track. So I've got 3 now on my blue track, 3 antimatter. And I just need 1 more anywhere on my board. So I'll take this siphon once action, and I will gain a supergiant star. And I'll put that here. And then I'll do this siphon and do the same thing. So another supergiant here. And then I'll play this matter card, gain 1 blue giant star. You may place it on a wormhole. I think still the best place for me right now is to put it there. So that's been played. And then I'll play this orbit card to orbit twice. I'm going to do the red channel. So this is going to go 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2. So now I absorb this 6 matter. So we're going to go from 29 to 35. And that is going to be the end of the round. And you know what? I didn't consider. That was round 5. And during round 5, gain no more than 20 solar mass. I easily accomplished that. So that is actually my 3rd challenge complete. And that was 3 solar mass as the reward for that. I still have not gone over 20. So I've actually achieved enough challenges for this game. I just need to get my solar mass way up if I want to call this a win. So I guess we'll see what I can get done in 1 more round. So we're going to go into round 6. Let's clear these cooldown blocks and discard these action cards, gain 2 new ones. Matter, and siphon. And now we are in the resource draft portion. All right. Ooh, yes, please. I will take this one here. So I can exchange any number of these cards, and I think I'm just going to exchange all 3 because I get solar mass for that, and that would be very useful. 1, 2, 3. I'm at 41. Gain 3 new ones. Orbit, and matter. I would have liked to have still had a siphon, but I was taking a risk. Now I gain 2 major antimatters. And so 1 goes here, and then I have a passive ability that I can place it on my 2nd space as well. And then I lose 2 discovery. I only have 1 to lose, so that goes down to 0. So now, at present, I have 5 antimatter tokens on my board. So that achieves this challenge here. That's going to get me 5 more stellar mass. So I go from 41 to 46. And now let's see what I can absorb. Because we do have the discovery phase, but I've got no discovery, so I'm not getting any more anomalies. So let's start with some wormholes. I'm going to flip this one over. to go to here. And I'll flip this one over to move to here. So now our blue track is pretty loaded up. And let's see, I am going to, what order do I want to do this in? I think I want to start with this orbit card. I want to orbit twice. No, actually, I take that back. I'm going to start with this here, this anomaly, to gain one more major antimatter, and I'll put it on the blue channel, the blue channel. And now I will orbit twice. I'll orbit the blue channel, and so that's going to orbit twice, plus I've got antimatter on it, so it's actually going to be 3 times. So this is going to go 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. So we're going to get 1 discovery and 8 solar mass. So we're at 46, we go to 54. And so now we're a supermassive black hole. So this wormhole would actually get pushed back to here. And this matter is going to get absorbed. And so that's another 3 solar mass up to 57. And I gain another core anomaly. And I'm going to go with Omega this time. So I'm going to use that effect. So I'm going to use it to draw 2 action cards and play one of them. So we've got Matter and Siphon, and we get the Empowered ability as well. And so I'm going to do this one. That lets me gain a blue giant star, and it says I can place it on a wormhole. Unfortunately, the 2 inner wormholes both have antimatter on them. So I'm going to place it just on this space here on the red channel. And then I can take the empowered action, which says orbit once. I'm going to orbit the blue channel. So it's going to orbit once, but my passive ability with the antimatter means it orbits twice. So that goes in, and this goes 1, 2, and that's going to get me another 8 solar mass. So I'm up to 65. That's looking pretty good. I've done a lot this round. It's kind of popping off now. And I've got a couple more actions to take. So we'll start with this card. I can siphon once. I'm supermassive. So I'm going to gain a primordial black hole. And that goes on this space here. So I've got a total of 6 solar mass on that space. And then I'll use this effect to siphon once. So I'll use this effect to orbit once. And I'll orbit the red channel. And so it's orbiting once, but with this passive effect with the antimatter here, it's going to orbit twice. 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2. And now I'll play this other orbit twice card, and with the antimatter, I get to orbit 3 times. So 1, 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3. I got all of this stuff in. So what do I get for that? 18 solar mass. So that's going to go from 65 to 83. And then this all goes away. Like so. And now I am out of actions. So at this point, the game is over. And I can put these cards away here. I have achieved 80 solar mass. I've actually achieved 4 challenges of the needed 3. And so that's it. That's a win. So I would be curious to know what you thought. Let me know in the comments about what you think of this second law variant, which I guess I didn't really describe, but I called it the second law after the second law of thermodynamics. I think that was maybe obvious, but because of the increased chaos here, so I didn't maybe optimize gaining anomalies as much as I could have, because I was maybe chasing after some challenge effects a little too early, I think. But I really would have liked to get this matter anomaly as well and add that here. It was interesting to have these powerful effects that played off each other. So maybe that does introduce some imbalance, but even if that's the case, say you're playing a multiplayer game, like a 4-player game, everyone still has access to the same tracks. And so whatever imbalance I've introduced with this variant, it introduces it equally across all players. So everyone can I think it gives you something to look for, and like, hey, is there something here you can exploit and build your strategy around it, because it's going to be more powerful to take one of these sets of tracks than another. So I do admit that maybe I introduced some imbalance to the game with this variant, but it should be equally spread among all players, and I think it gives you something interesting to look for. So I definitely think I would play it with the variant again. If I was teaching new people, I would stick to the core rules, maybe let everyone get familiar with how these tracks work and what the different types of effects are the first couple times you play. But I think this gives the game more longevity, at least in my opinion. It's a good game, but I think that this gives it something different and interesting each time you play. So for what it's worth, I'm pleased with it. But if you play it and you give it a shot, let me know how it goes. So if you're still here, please consider leaving a like on the video. If you know somebody else who plays Ultramassive, share it with them and see what they think of this variant too. I would be curious. Consider subscribing if you like this sort of content. And as always, there's a link to my Ko-fi page in the description. But that's what I have this time. Thank you so much for watching Table for One. I enjoyed it. I hope you found it entertaining. I'll see you in the next video.